What's up, guys? So I have a question. What is it that's stopping you from doing this? Doing your own YouTube channel, vlogging, standing in front or sitting in front of a camera and basically just talking to anybody, nobody sometimes. Is this a form of therapy? Kind of like a diary that I will look back at and watch this video and just understand what I was going through at that time, or use this as a platform to see how much I've grown whenever I come back and view this. I'll tell you one thing that stops me from doing this more often, and that is perfection. The funny thing about doing vlogs is the reason I'm so interested, or the reason I was so interested in doing them, was because they're very natural. And by that, they're supposed to look very natural, right? They're supposed to be something that you don't worry about all of the elements that goes with doing video, right? It's not, you don't have to have perfectly rock steady footage, perfect lighting, as long as you have really good audio. That's one thing I will always say. You got to have good audio. You can have the worst looking video, but if your audio sounds great, I can live with that. You can have an 8K video and shit audio, and I'm not going to watch it. But that is one thing I've always been so drawn to, is just watching people's everyday life. And sometimes it's nothing interesting. And those are the videos that I usually always end up watching the most. And the funny thing about that, right, is I know that this isn't about perfection, but the reason I don't do this is because of that. I sometimes sit there and say, well, which camera do I use? Should I shoot with my iPhone? Should I shoot with my Action 5, my DJI Nano, my Osmo 360? Do I go crazy, pull out my Sonys? Do I shoot out with my Nikon? Which microphone do I use? Do I use the minis? Do I use the mic 2s, the mic 3s? Basically what I'm trying to say here is I have so much equipment because I do content creation full time, but for other people. So I basically, I do marketing, I do photography, I do video, I create content for my clients every single day. And I know that consistency is the key, but when it comes to doing this for myself, I can't, because I know in my head that I don't need this to be perfect. But the reason I never hit record is because either A, I spend an hour or two going between settings on cameras, lighting. Do I sit? Do I stand? How's my background looking? And then I sit there and compare myself to other vloggers or other influencers out there, and I see their backgrounds, and they got the cool lights and they got their plaques and everything. And I'm like, well, if that's what I want to do, I need to create that. But that has nothing to do with this. That's just an excuse. Do I do a lavalier mic because I know if you're going to be professional, you can't show the microphone. It's got to be hidden. Do I do a boom mic over to my head? Because do I take the microphone off and do I hold it like this? Because that doesn't look professional. These are all little things that don't matter. What setting do I do? Do I shoot in a 4:3 aspect ratio? Do I shoot by 16:9? Do I shoot 24 frames, 30 frames? Do I do 60 frames? Do I do the 1/, whatever, I can't even think about it right now, the rule, the shutter speed? Do I do an ND filter? And all of these things just kind of always build up in the back of my mind. And it's the reason why I don't do this. And I think that is a result of, again, why I just basically just showed all this stuff that I get. Because when something new comes out, it's like, man, if I get this one thing is going to solve this issue. Then I get that camera And then it's like, oh man, I got to get the Action 6 now because it can shoot both vertical and horizontal. And now that's the one thing that I don't like doing this, because if I shoot this video like this, then I got to reshoot it for TikTok and I get a vertical, I could crop it, but then it's not going to look right. And if I get to put it out there, it's got to be the best. And so you get into this endless loop of, I'll do this, but the reason that you don't do this is because you're scared. And I think that's what it comes down to. Yeah, standing here in front of the camera and talking to one person, 10 people, 10,000 people, 10 million people, it still doesn't matter because you're still putting yourself out there. And I think that's the hardest thing. And the reason why I wanted to do this in the beginning, my very first episode, the reason I said that I wanted to do this was to get better. And that's it. I know my first video was terrible. I know my second one was bad. But you know what? I did them. And going back now, I learned from them. But by not doing this because I want it to be perfect, I'm only hurting myself. And I think that's one thing that I'm starting to realize by doing this and wanting to continue doing this more, is I don't have to have a cool video. I don't have to have a cool story to post something out there. It's about consistency. You know, I am blessed because I get to do this every single day for other people. My job involves me basically taking photos, creating cool videos for other businesses every single day. I get to meet some amazing people. And I sometimes feel that the only times I can ever create content is when I am at these shoots. But then I pick which shoot I'm gonna show because, well, this one I'm just taking photos of a menu or a special. That's nothing cool. So I'm not gonna, I can't show that because no one's gonna watch that because that's boring. But when I have a concert, oh, that's gonna be really cool because there's gonna be so many people and I get to bring out my big cameras and everything. So I'm gonna shoot that and put that out in the world. But realistically, that's not why I want to do this. There are days that there is no action. It's just me either working on emails or working on editing. Kind of boring stuff, but that's the stuff that I like to watch when I go on YouTube. You know, I have a setup here where I have dual monitors and my other monitor is only for YouTube. So when I'm working on stuff, I got YouTube running in the background and half the videos are just of people vlogging about their day of going to the store and grocery shopping, you know, and I find those very fascinating. So basically, my question to all of you and or my challenge is, if this is something you want to do, just hit record. I've been saying that for so long, and it's time for me to start listening to myself. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be pretty all the time. It's not always going to be interesting, but it's the consistency that's going to get me there. The more I do this, the easier it will become. If I don't do this, it's always going to be the same thing. Me sitting there with a bunch of equipment, with everything I could possibly ever need, but it doesn't matter because if I don't hit record, it does nothing for me. So basically, here's the new year, right? New year, new me. I'm not about any of that. And I am actually late to the game if I am going to do that because we're almost into February now. But I think as a challenge is to do a video a day for 30 days, right? Consistency. Because once I do that, then it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it's a routine. And so I don't know what I'm going to do every single day. You know what? Tomorrow, it might be just a video of me going on my long run. Okay, cool. That's my life. That's what this is for. If you're in for it, welcome. If not, cool. There's other videos. So many other people to go follow. But I'm not really, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not really doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. And hopefully there's someone out there who wants to do what I do. And maybe this is the little kick in the ass that they need to just start doing this. Because it is really fun and it's really cool, because I love going back and viewing content that I made 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago and watching it and just seeing how much I grew from then to now. But I never would have had that if I didn't do this. And so this is, I guess, my journal. I think that's the biggest thing I need to tell myself, is that this isn't for everyone. This is for me. And I'm putting this out there. And if you want to follow along, welcome. This is my life. This is the life of me, of just an average Joe. That's why I called the channel this, because I am just an average Joe. I'm not fancy. I'm not on yachts. I'm not doing all these crazy things. I'm not shooting for Ford or for Chevy and all these major brands. I'm not doing that. What I am doing is I am helping small businesses look really good. And again, like I said, I am blessed that this is my full-time job, because if I would have told myself 10, probably now 11 years ago that this would be my full-time daily grind, I wouldn't have believed it. And so I can't let past me down because I'm scared to hit record, because I'm worried about the perfect lighting or the perfect camera or the perfect setting, because none of that matters at the end. So I guess this is my restart for this channel. It's still going to be the same thing. Like, you're going to see me doing all the average things I do every single day. But now I'm just going to do it because I need to. No excuses, right? So yeah, that's it. I'm not going to be worrying about how long is this video. Did I shoot it in the right settings? How's the music? No, I'm just going to shoot it for what it is, and we're going to put it out there. This isn't about being perfection. Sorry, this isn't about being perfect. It's about consistency. And it all starts with this video. So guys, welcome back. For those of you who are subscribed, it's been a couple months since I've done anything. Welcome back. And if anybody else finds this that hasn't seen me before, welcome. And I hope you stay. And I hope really that this video helps you start doing the thing that you want to do. See you in the next one, guys.